So I'm Maya. I'm born and raised in New Orleans. This is my second Yellow Chair interview. My parents are both musicians. They do jazz. My mom is originally from Japan. She moved here when she was like 20 something, and she started doing like playing piano in the quarter and like around the city. And my dad is in the Dirty Dozen, and I am their child, and I have been here since birth. And yeah, that's who I am, Maya.
Cool. So how would you describe your relationship with New Orleans today compared to when we first spoke, which would have been
Shit.
5 years ago?
I don't even remember what I said when we spoke, but I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of like ready to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I want to move and pursue some other opportunities, maybe like the next 2 years or so. Like, get my career started and like see what I can do outside of here, because I've been here for so long. I'm like really comfortable here, obviously, and it's a great city, but I don't know, it's time to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. How has your sense of home shifted over the past few years? If so, what events or experiences have shaped that shift?
I don't know, like, I mean, this is my apartment. This is my first apartment. I've been here for like 4 years. Yeah, I don't know. I think New Orleans is home. My partner is from Massachusetts. It's not really home. I wouldn't call it home, but it's like it's a place that I'm like I didn't think I would become so like intimately familiar with, that I'm now pretty familiar with. Like I land in like the airport. I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly where I'm going. It's like kind of weird. Because it's kind of far away. When I go like back to Japan, like see my family and stuff, like that's nice too. Like it's very familiar. I'd say I'm like pretty familiar like with a lot of different places, but I don't really know that I would call them home. I mean, I think New Orleans is my home, and this apartment, I think I've like made it my home, or I'm in the process of making it more of my home. Because I used to have roommates, but now I don't. So I don't know. I think it's evolving.
Do you feel like your story has changed since we last talked? I mean, I know back then you were still doing sound.
I saw this interview, but I don't remember what I said.
No, I think that's okay. I'm not showing anybody their interview, because I think it's more like a reflection. Like, hey, it's been 5 years. Like,
yeah.
Well,
5 years ago, I was...
5 years post-COVID.
I was like 21. So like, I mean, yeah, like I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I was 21. Like I was working in sound, I was working in the film industry. I liked doing that. I think I was pretty excited about it because it was still like maybe my like second year of like working. I was like since left the film industry. I work in tech now, which is like kind of weird. I'm a project manager. I don't really know like what I'll do after this or anything. I don't like really. I think I realized I don't really plan my life out like that far in advance. Like I think after like 2 years or 3 years, I'm like I don't know what's after that. But I don't know. I think I'm just, like the story like hasn't changed because I think I'm like still looking for something that I really enjoy that feels comfortable and it feels correct. I think what I do right now, like in terms of career, is closer to the right thing because being a sound engineer was not the right thing. But I mean, all that shit like adds to the story, and I feel like I'm pretty well-rounded in terms of experiences and like who I am. So I don't think the story's really like changed. It's more just kind of continuing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you feel like there's any, I mean, this may be too on the spot, but do you feel like there's a reason you only do 2 years? Like, do you think that's like some New Orleans related shit? Do you think that's just you as a person? Do you think that's your parents?
Oh.
Like, you not planning like long term?
Yeah, I don't know. I've like never been able to really like see that far. Like when I was like 21, I could not picture being 27. And next year or this year in July, I'm gonna be 27.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't really picture what I'm gonna look like at 33. Much like I don't know, it's weird. Like I don't know if it's like an aging up kind of thing and like getting older kind of thing where you're just like, cause I don't know. I really just can't visualize it. I have ideas of like what I would like to be able to be doing and like what I should like what I would want to have going on, but I don't know. I think if you plan that far in advance, like it's gonna change anyway. It's like harder to be strategic if you're planning in like 6 or 10 year increments. I don't think it really makes sense. You should like always be fine tuning or like adjusting it. I don't know.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Can you walk me through why you chose this location for your new portrait? What memories or meanings are attached to this space? I know you talked about this a little bit, but
I mean, it's my first apartment. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I don't know. Like this apartment feels like the culmination of like my early 20s. That's why I'm like hesitant to like, cause I want to move out of the apartment and the apartment has issues. But I want to move out of the apartment, but I'm like, I don't want to like build too much permanence here because I'm gonna like move. So like it's kind of like, for me, like it kind of feels like it's in this like in between state of like a put together apartment, but also like an early 20s like person's apartment. I don't know, it's weird. And I think like, I don't know, it just feels accurate for who I am and like what stage of life I'm at.
yeah, it's like you're in a liminal space and your apartment is too.
Yeah.
That makes sense. How do you remember the neighborhoods you grew up in, and have they physically or emotionally changed for you? And I guess also like tell the people where.
Yeah, I grew up in Gentilly,
Yeah.
off Franklin Avenue, like before the lake, I think, but not like towards like the 7th Court. You said how do I remember it?
Yeah, how do you remember the neighborhood you grew up in, and have they physically or emotionally changed?
I mean, the neighborhood flooded during Katrina, and then we came back, and it was kind of like empty. Like I think when I was growing up, there was kids and stuff like that, and then when we moved back, lived on Frankfurt for a while, but we moved back to that place. My parents raised their house and everything. It was cool. The neighborhood. I didn't really like walk around my neighborhood. There wasn't like a ton of kids. I didn't care. I don't know. I was not interested in like my neighborhood really. The neighborhood kind of was boring. There was like a lot on both sides that was like overgrown that the city needed to like, I don't know, they've since like built 2 houses or like 3 houses. I think all the original people like moved out. I remember like the first like white person moved into the neighborhood and I was like, and they were actually in the film industry. And then I think they got divorced and then like the lady, like the girl stayed behind and then like, I don't know, it was weird. But yeah, the street's just kind of like boring. It's suburban, it's like empty. I don't really like to go back over there actually.
Do you feel like you have more of an emotional attachment to this neighborhood than that neighborhood?
I don't know. This neighborhood is efficient. I like to live here because I can walk. There's a store over there, there's a store over there. The highway's really close. I'm like 10 minutes away from my job on a good day, 15 minutes on a bad day. I prefer living here. Like, I think this suits me a bit more.
Yeah.
Bro, like, I was having this conversation with Owen, my partner, and we were talking about like New Orleans as like a game map, and it's like Uptown would be like the rookie starter point in the game with like some good missions that aren't like too hard and like they kind of give you everything that you gotta get, and then like it gets harder and harder like the further outside of that you go.
Yeah, then eventually you're in the 7th or the 9th ward and you're like, it's treacherous.
Yeah, it's like final boss shit happening. You gotta like find the gear, you gotta have the relationships, like I don't know.
The thing I would want from a game like that is we gotta get on a boat in the middle of the Mississippi River at some point.
Yeah, no, they're like, oh, there's this other area that exists, and they like make you like boat to slide down.
Now you're in fucking
like,
Harvey.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, it's like a DLC.
You're in fucking West Wego.
Yeah, literally, it seems like.
No, I want, I know this is totally, well, and I'll just remove this part of the combo whenever I do a video or something from this. That's why I want GTA to do us so bad.
They should.
What I really want GTA to do is to do several cities.
They should.
And to be able to have like different servers and just be able to pop in.
No, that'd be great.
All right. What kinds of spaces? So this could be homes, schools, streets, Bank Street Bar. restaurants. Like what kind of spaces in the city feel the most like you to you? And then I'm curious about why, obviously.
I don't know. Different spaces serve me in different ways. I mean, I don't know. Like, I like Uptown. I think it's more walkable. It's fun to like explore. Like I remember like we used to walk all over Uptown. That was really fun. Still can kind of do that. City Park is really nice. Like anywhere with like good sun exposure is pretty nice. Water's okay. I like the Bywater because it feels creative. I feel like inspired when I was there for Mardi Gras and like everyone was in costume and like I know they're like transplants like or whatever, but like it's nice to be around like people who are like constantly trying to like create something. So that's like energizing. So I do always like the Marigny Bywater area. I don't know. I kind of like the West Bank. Like, there's good fucking food in the West Bank that's like hidden away. The fucking Colombian food I got was from the flea market. They have like stalls there, and they like have food. It's just unassuming. It's really good. Like, I'd be shitting on the West Bank if they got good food. I don't know. Mid City's alright. Nah, I don't really like Mid City. It's kind of weird, but I did like Bank Street Bar back in the day. Cause like it was like I was the sole bartender on Saturdays. I like made it my space. It was a little like fringe society in like a secure kind of way. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I feel like I'm pretty comfortable wherever I go. I'm gonna find a way to make myself comfortable, so I'm chilling. I'm good.
So you mentioned this a little bit, but this was a question I was going to bring up anyway. Have you noticed changes in your community due to gentrification or environmental shifts, and have these types of things affected you? Like, was there any effect of white people moving into over by y'all? I mean,
though it was like one couple across the street from me. They had like little pool parties and barbecues and stuff, and that was pretty cool because my street, like, it's a suburban street. There's older people that live there. I think they got displaced after Katrina, so like it was pretty empty. And then like one time, someone across the street got like murdered. It was like a crime of passion, whatever. Like he was cheating on her or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Like for that, I noticed that, but it was kind of exciting. Because they were young, like they were like a young 20-year-old couple. But I guess now, I don't know. I mean, I know that like Gentilly is getting gentrified. I live in like a weird area where like I don't really see the gentrification just yet. Like I don't see new houses or anything. I'm sure it's happening, but like I know it's happening. I haven't really noticed it. I'd say like I do notice it in like other places like Treme or like the Bywater. Or like the 7th Ward. But the biggest change really is just like people that are transplants, like they treat New Orleans like it's so costumey. And I'm like, you don't know like the heart of the city because it's a black city and there's a lot of community and like it's kind of hard to find the like specific type of like community that I'm talking about if it's not like Mardi Gras or something where everyone's outside. And so like you see like less of that, I think, and then like I don't know, transplants think that because they created their own transplant community that they're part of it. I'm like, they're kind of separate. No shade to the transplants.
I mean, like
all the restaurants.
I mean, you mentioned the Bywater, and I mean that's kind of how I feel about the Bywater. Like, I love it on the one hand. I think it's really cool. On the other hand, I'm like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's like New Orleans in a different kind of way because I think it is now like part like New Orleans, but like I don't know, it's not the same. It's a little bit different.
No, that's different. Do you feel like you belong in today's New Orleans?
Yeah. I think so. The only issue here is the lack of infrastructure. It's a bit frustrating. Like, I guess because like our earlier question was about like home and stuff. Like I guess like me having gone to Massachusetts like 4 times at this point. Man, they have nice streets. The fucking education's good. There's good infrastructure there, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like what the fuck? Like, you know, like I've never lived in like another United States city long term because I stayed here for college and all that stuff. Like I've visited other places outside of the country and like I know what it looks like in other places outside of the country, but I've never like lived anywhere else in the U.S. And it's just like, yeah, you take so much shit for granted. You're like, oh, like the sewers don't work today, and like, oh, like Entergy's gouging the price just because they can, and I just went somewhere else, and I'm just like, oh, like there's a lot to be desired, I think. So I mean, I think I fit in here, but I'm also like ready to fucking go, as I already said.
Yeah, my dad has a buddy named John Wilbanks, and Wilbanks lives out in Mystic Lake, right outside of Boston. And he was like, yeah, it is nice to have nice streets and great schools. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're definitely right.
Yeah.
What does the term cultural preservation mean to you, and what would you want to preserve? Like if you were thinking about if you were making a checklist and you were giving it to policy members or community members or whatever, what would be?
I think so my parents, I realize, are cultural preservationists because they play jazz in the city.
Well, and I mean, your mom,
my mom also
is like highly honored by
my
you
mom
can
got
say
an
it.
award from the Preservation Hall for being a preservationist. But yeah, no, cultural preservation, I realize, like, people that play jazz music here for a living, like, I'm sure they teach and, like, do other stuff on the side. Some people, like, full-time jazz musicians, like my parents. Yeah, that's like an old form of music. It's not, particularly relevant in today's, society. It's not on the, like, no one's paying, like, that much attention to it. But it's important. It's, like, it's like an OG form of music. New Orleans jazz in particular is like all about a conversation. Like, it's really cool, like, now that I'm an adult and like have some music theory and I did sound, like, I can hear the instruments talking to each other, and each song is like the same but played so much differently, and it's an art form, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, like, I miss, like, they closed like the Palm Court. Like, I miss, like, hearing, maybe it's because I don't go out so much and like seek this out, and I need to like be better about that, but like, yeah, like my parents, like, they go out, they used to play at restaurants, like live jazz band. Like, the jazz presence in the city, like, needs to stay a presence. A lot of black artists also, like, get music exposure through jazz. It's very important here, historically, and also, like, it's important to the city. And I know people, like, maybe don't listen to jazz all the time or like it, but I'm like, it's really important. And like, y'all need to, if you live in New Orleans, transplant or not, you need to like listen to some New Orleans jazz, and like that should be important to you to like keep that going. That's really like what the city is built on. And like, if you say that like New Orleans is jazz, I think a lot of the issues with it also make more sense because everything's kind of improvised here. So yeah, people need to like remember that and make sure that that is protected. It's also a lot of people's lives with it, so.
Yeah. I mean, the livelihood thing goes to all the musicians too.
Yeah.
It's like
the musicians.
You can't fuck these guys.
No, you can't.
Like, if we become full tourist economy, this can't become like the guy playing at Sharky's in Florida.
Yeah, no, it can't.
Like this needs to be.
The music is important. The music, the city. Like, the one good thing about the city is the food and the music, which then leads into like the community and the festivals and all that stuff. Like, all of our like stuff is like built around music and food and alcohol. So it's just like, yeah, no, you need to like keep the music part alive and like make sure it's funded and that people care about it, showcase it more. Brass bands, second lines, all that stuff's like super important.
I know someone's had to have written about it or something, but it's like music's the heartbeat.
Yeah. Always.
Food's like I don't know what to call food. I guess the stomach.
The song? I don't know. I love food.
No, I'm saying, but like for New Orleans, right? If we're making an analogy that's off body parts, right?
Yeah.
If
music's
the heartbeat and food's the other big thing, what's its thing? Is it the stomach? Is it the brain? Is it,
Yeah, maybe like the movement and because the food gets you like talking and walking, and then the music sets the tone and the pace.
Yeah, music sets the tone. The food makes you want to do something so you're not lethargic, because every food you're gonna fucking eat is lethargic. And then alcohol if you
Oh.
partake.
It's just fun.
Yeah, you're gonna start josing. How do you think your identity? Well, no, actually, before I even get into that, what I was gonna say though is I never considered like improvisation in New Orleans as like a.
Yeah, right. I came up with that on the spot.
Like I think you're right. Like I think you're really right.
It's so thrown together. Like it's bad, but
Yeah.
it's also good.
But like I noticed that in like interpersonal relationships with people not from New Orleans is like it can be a struggle.
Yeah, you can't just go with it.
No, because they don't want to.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, bro. There's like something you got to do, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah, nah, dude.
nah. Well, oh well. How do you think your identity has evolved since our last conversation, culturally, spiritually, or otherwise? I know you talked about this a little bit, but
I mean, I think I'm just more aware of myself. I mean, I'm trying to be somebody that's like aware of their surroundings and like in tune to like their surroundings, like trying to be intentional. I'm saying a bunch of words. I don't know. I'm just trying to like. I want to be somebody that like.
yeah, what do you want to be?
When you go somewhere, you like understand what's happening around you. Like you understand how everything
Yeah.
kind of like fits together and how everything is like built up. And I think like that you gotta use your brain. There's like some critical thinking there. Like I think before I think I was like that before, but I didn't have words to describe that because before I'd like go somewhere and I'd just be there. And that's the same thing as like what I'm saying now, but like I'd be there without thinking about it too much. I guess now I like to think about it a little bit more and like appreciate, what's around me.
Like if we're being academic about it, they would say you were being a voyeur.
Yeah.
Like you were being voyeuristic. You were
I'm
just
a
looking.
voyeur for sure.
You're just looking.
Yeah, I be perceiving.
Yeah, but now you're like thinking about it. There's cultural context.
Yeah, you start thinking about like,
I'm using a bunch of anthropology language now.
you start thinking about like what you have to do with what's around you
Yeah.
and like how you fit in, like all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I like to be part of shit.
I have some cool New Orleans related books too that if you want to read, they'll give you some more context about how and why the fuck we are the way we are.
I read.
Do you carry any bodily memories? So like sense, sounds, feelings, to certain places in the city?
The quarter's always interesting. I used to go to the quarter with my parents. I don't really go to the quarter anymore.
Yeah, same.
Kind of quarter avoidant, but
Same.
but I actually do need to go to the Music Factory. I need to buy some records because I need to get. I was listening to jazz yesterday. I was listening to like Rebirth and like Treme, like compilation. It was like Paul Barberin like thing that like is made on Spotify. I don't know who made it. I was like, man, my mom used to go to like the Louisiana Music Factory and like play on like Sundays or Saturdays in the morning or something. I'd be up there with her in like the corner reading a book. That was a vibe. That was cool as fuck. Yeah, I don't know.
You know?
I don't know. The quarter. I really, honestly, it's kind of weird, but the quarter.
Okay.
I don't know why though. But yeah, I used to go to like Mona Lisa's, which is like this like Italian restaurant. Benetchin's was next to it. We'd go there all the fucking time. Used to live off of Frenchman. I'd go to like Snug Harbor to like see my dad and my mom. Washington Park was like super cool. Like I don't know, it's really weird, but like yeah, that like quarter area, like or pre-quarter to quarter area, like Royal Street. Yeah, weirdly, very nostalgic whenever I go through there.
That's mad real.
Yeah.
You grew up in this, so I don't really think you could even divorce yourself from this. But how do you see your story fitting into the broader narrative of post-Katrina New Orleans? And I mean, maybe your narrative doesn't fit, but do you think it does? I mean, your house, I guess, got destroyed, huh?
Yeah, house got destroyed. They rebuilt it.
What was that like?
I don't know. I mean, I was 7. I don't think I really cared.
No, I know. I kind of feel the same way. I have a weird relationship with Katrina because we were 7.
Yeah, I had we left.
Yeah, we did too. Where'd y'all go?
We went to Vicksburg, Mississippi. My dad's tour bus driver lent us his fucking ranch. He's wealthy. Yeah, horses. It was cool as fuck. I stayed there. It was like the country, man. So like there was a tree that had like a tire swing attached to them. It's not even the backyard. It's just the woods. It was fucking great. It was
so how long were y'all there? So y'all left. When did y'all leave? Do you remember? like
Like,
couple
shortly-
days?
Yeah, a couple days before the storm. We're stuck in traffic. I think we like gone to like a shelter or something because we weren't sure where we could go. We were in a shelter for like a few hours max. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really remember. I think my mom and dad kind of argued a bit about what the best course of action was, and I remember that. But my parents have their shit together. My mom has her shit together, so I've never been like, oh, like, are we gonna be good? Like, I never
Uh-huh.
like had to really worry about that ever. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, we stayed in Vicksburg. I had a good experience. I went to like school out there for a while. Moved back.
Yeah, when did y'all move back?
I was in like 3rd grade, I think.
Okay, so you finished the school year in Vicksburg.
I think so. I don't remember, but I think I did.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. We moved back maybe in like December.
Yeah, so that's what I did. We went to Florida for about a week. And then like Rita was about to fucking hit Florida. And so we
Yeah.
left Florida and we went to Nashville because that's where my mom was from. And they enrolled me in a school and I was in that school till December.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in school till December because I was like the Virgin Mary in like a play or some shit.
Oh, okay.
Like a sheet. I'm fucking stupid. But
Yeah, do you have any like what are your embodied memories from your time in Mississippi?
I don't know. It was.
So you were in a play, you had a sheet,
I was in a
that's
play,
one.
Had a sheet. I remember bro, I fucking remember this. I was shy. I didn't really talk to people. I made a friend and then I was like mean to her for some reason. I don't know why I was. Maybe that was trauma related. But
Probably.
she was so nice to me and like.
You're like, fuck you.
And then like the next day I was like, I'm not gonna fucking talk to her. It was so weird. And I was, why did I do that? But
You're like moody.
yeah, it was just weird. Weird energy, fucking weird. But anyway, like, I remember like the first day or so, like maybe a few weeks into the school year, like I made friends because I fucking lied and like I was like, I told this dude, I was like Bryce, I was like, I have a Komodo dragon in my house, and they were like, what? And then I don't know if they believed it or just went with the flow or like whatever, but like after that I like had friends. It was really weird.
That's hilarious.
But I found like.
Maya lore.
Yeah, fucking Lord, I don't know why I lied about that, but like there was a vending machine where you could get like candy and ice cream out of, which my school in New Orleans did not have a vending machine that had frozen pops and rainbow pops and shit. That's fucking fancy. And I was like, damn, I wish I had quarters. And I remember like they donated me like a desk, and the desk had like a drawer and it had a top, and you could lift the top up, and there was an extra additional space there. I still have it at my mom's house. The desk, I was just randomly like looking at it and opening it, and I was like, that's weird. Filled with quarters. I was like, what? And then like I had money for like the freezer pop machine the rest of the year. It's so crazy. Filled with quarters. I was like, how did this get here? It's a miracle. It's fucking cool. And I was like, I believe in Jesus. Like it was a Catholic school. But
There was just like some good ass teacher who just put a bunch of fucking quarters in
yeah,
there.
like somebody did something.
Some nun was like, man,
When they donate-
this
like,
chick is
Katrina
fucked
Girl,
up.
You know, like, yeah, I had good memories. They donated clothes. It was really nice. Like, people really helped out. My parents, I guess, were out of work. My dad went on tour still, and
Yeah, mine did too.
yeah, I don't know. Somehow it worked out. At a certain point, like, some families stayed with us. Yeah, it was.
Dude, my dad was back in New Orleans by like late September.
Yeah, my parents were going back to the house to, like, start renovations and everything.
He went back so fast.
Yeah, dude, my fucking dad.
It was ridiculous.
I don't really like have I can't really relate to the Katrina trauma because I wasn't aware of what was being lost and what was happening.
That's real.
But I was happy to be back. But my fucking dad told me his story. He was like, yeah, we went to go see the house. You know, obviously it's moldy as fuck. It's like flooded, 9 feet of water, whatever.
Oof.
He was like, dude, your mom had a keyboard that she like brought over from Japan. Her grandmother gifted it to her. Fucking ivory keys. And he was like, I fucking cried when I saw the state of that piano. Because it was ruined. It was waterlogged. It was done. And I was like, shit. I was like, why didn't y'all fucking grab that ivory out of the fucking...
That's so ass.
Took it off. But yeah, no.
Nah, my only memories, I spilled jalapeno Cheetos in my backpack, so my backpack smelled like jalapeno Cheetos the whole time I was in Nashville. I fucking hated that. I remember they gave us those little math sheets, and at Audubon, at the beginning of second grade, our teacher, Mr. Tran, he was having us do multiplication. And I get to this school in Nashville, and they're still doing addition. And it's like 1 + 1 shit. So I was like a genius. I was like the math. All right. We'll just move on.
Okay.
What stories or truths do you think are often left out of the mainstream narratives about New Orleans?
Yeah, people like to talk about, like, you know, the vibes and the people and everything, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, you know, that comes from, like, the people that are from here.
Right.
Um,
Black people?
yeah, the black people. Honestly, the black people. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really like, what was the question?
Here, I'll give you two at the same time, because we got like about 6 minutes left on the card.
Okay.
So, what stories or truths do you think are often left out of mainstream narratives? And then, as someone from here, what do you wish researchers, transplants, or outsiders, or other future generations understood better? Because I feel like those are kind of the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to answer the question, but I do think that, like, there's a lack of understanding of why the city is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And people just love, I hate, it really, like, is annoying when people, like, come here. They're like, they tell other people that are, like, maybe visiting here, they're like, well, yeah, well, you know, it's New Orleans. I'm like, you don't even, like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, I don't know. There's, like, a condescension that comes sometimes from, like, transplants. I'm like, oh, you think you're so fucking fancy with, like, your fucking, you know, community fridges and, like, all your fucking whatever the resources you have, like, in California. But people here really do, like, in times of disaster, which I wish it wasn't just disaster. It is really not, but, like, you know, when in times of dire need, people do, like, band together.
They come together.
Always, like, are looking to celebrate things. And I'm like, it's partially because things are so bad all the fucking time, in a way that people, like, do that constantly. But I think New Orleans, like, is a sad place, actually. It's, like, fringe society. It's a sad place. There's a lot of sadness here, and, like, loss and, like, hopelessness. That also comes with, like, all the festivals and the glitz and glamour that you see and, like, the day drinking that you can do and everything. I'm like, if you don't understand, like, the sadness and, like, why it is like this here, you know, if you don't fucking speak to some fucking black people and have some, like, black friends that are from here, like, you don't know, like, you know, I think you just, like, people just need to be more in tune with, like, where they live instead of just, like, moving here and calling it a day and being like, oh, I live here. Like, you know, you don't fucking live here. Or maybe you just stay here, but you're not, like, here.
Yeah.
Yeah, people need to understand that the city's been through a lot. The people in the city have been through a lot. I'm reading fucking Confederacy of Dunces, and, like, it's pretty much the same city. Like, really hasn't changed that much. We just have, like, nicer restaurants and craft cocktails now. But,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know. Like,
It's not much different.
Yeah, I do want there to be more progress, and I want there to be, like, more uplifting and stuff, and I want us to go further. But I feel like with that kind of comes, like, you know, other people taking advantage and, like, gouging and exploiting and everything. So yeah, I don't know. It's like, I would like there to be more unity here, and, like, I've kind of been thinking about, like, ways of how that would actually look. But yeah, no, this is a sad city, and it's also a happy city, and there's lots of celebration and appreciation for life and death. But I think it is because it's a profoundly kind of sad city.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, you kind of answered a couple of the other questions I had. What do you hope for the city in, like, 5 or 10 years? And we got, like, 2 minutes left on this thing before we run out.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then what's your take on the whole resilience thing?
Oh.
And then I have a fun one at the end that will.
Okay. Well, the city, like, I do think it's a resilient city.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's kind of like, if you can get through it here and make it work, you might be able to make it work in other places if you move fast enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
All right, well, just don't even worry about it. Mount Rushmore in New Orleans, food to you. So top 4.
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
And you got like 90 seconds.
Damn, I love Parasol's Po' Boys, and I love, like, Olympia. I like all the Po' Boy, like, streets. Oh, the fucking, like, Blue Broad seafood store for crawfish.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Dien Shin is great.
Yeah, that shit is great.
Fuck. There's something else that I'm forgetting. I don't know. Fucking all the foods.
So parasols, dancing.
Parasols, Danshin, Dongfeng.
Dongfeng anything.
Yeah, Dongfeng anything. Fuck. Man, like some French food. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. This is so great. I think it's because there's a time limit.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out Benachin. And snowballs.
What kind?
What is it? P. I'm forgetting the name of it. Starts with a P.
Oh, Pandora's.
Pandora. Yeah. Pandora's.
Well, I asked what kind, and then your first thing you say is P.
P. Yeah.
So what kind? I think you got like 10 seconds.
I like to do like something sour and then like tiger blood.
Okay, nice. Well, thank you, my friend.